Hello everyone. You're welcome to our Devilon Studio. In this playlist, I'll be teaching you HTML and CSS. This course is completely for beginners. Like you don't need any prior or coding knowledge or so. So it will be HTML and CSS for this series or for this playlist. So now HTML, hypertext markup language. It is the standard markup language for documents designed to be displayed in a web browser. It was developed by Tim Berners-Lee, I think in 1989 in Switzerland. So HTML is just like the standard for any browser. Okay, now if you go to Visual Studio Code, inspect. Let me connect. Okay, so now if you try to inspect, as you can see, we have HTML codes there. So it's just like the standard for every web page. So first of all, I want you to install Visual Studio Code because we'll be needing it here. Install Visual Studio Code, please. So also make sure you have Chrome installed. It will make your life easier. So make sure you have Chrome installed and Visual Studio Code. So without wasting much of your time, open your Visual Studio Code and create a folder. You can name it tutorial or anything. So create a folder, and now let's create our first HTML file. So you can name your file anything. So here I'll be naming it what index.index. So now the file extension, since you're gonna be writing HTML code, should be what .html. Then push enter. So now you have installed VS Code, you have installed Chrome. So now we are in VS Code, go to the extensions tab. Please install where is this extension? Live server. Please make sure you have this extension installed, live server. And this extension also, where is it? Yeah, auto rename tag. Please make sure you have those two extensions installed. You see that live server will really make your life very, very easy. Yeah, you won't have to be refreshing all the time. And auto rename tag also work like this, like when you have something like HTML. So now if you want to do this, as you can see, you can delete both at once. You can also write, you see, at once. So that's what auto rename tag will do for you. So now back to our course. HTML, hypertext markup language. So first of all, the first thing you need for HTML, for a HTML document, the first thing you need here is what? The doc type. The doc type. Yeah. So the doc type, in front of it, just push your space bar and type what? HTML. You see, this will make the browser. This will tell the browser, okay, browser, you are about to process a HTML document. So process this what as an HTML document, as a web page. I hope you understand what I mean. That's what the doc type will do for you. It's just tell the browser that what this is an HTML document. So after that, you open the HTML tag. So this HTML tag will contain, I think there are two things so far. It only contains two parent tags. That will be what? The head, like I've been using the head and the body. Like I don't think I've seen any other tag apart from these two in between the HTML tag. So you see this head, just think of it as the word invisible part of the document, and this body should be the visible part. You see, in the body you can have all sorts of content, like you can have 100 or 1,000 divs, you get. But in this header, you can use div here. Some tags that will be in the header are the what, the title tag. That will be what, the title of a web page. That will be the title of a web page. Let's say, okay, my first website. Let's open that in document. So you can just right click and open with live server, as you can see here. So try to hover on here. Can you see it? What, my first website, my first website. If you change it, so to Devlon Studio, if you go back, you see that'll be the title of your what, of your web page. So let's over on the VS Code. As you can see, so they use what, Visual Studio Code, code editing, you define. That's the title of this what, of this web page. So now you can also have, if you want to link your style sheet, it will also be in this, it also be in between the header tags. So we have what, the relationship will be what, the style sheet and the href. So the href will be like the what, the path, the link to the path of the style sheet. Assume you have something like what, style.css here now. So if you want to link it now, you have to do what, since they are in the same folder, you can just do what, dot slash style.css, since they are in the same folder. But if you created let's say you create a folder, let's delete this. Let's say you create a folder, let's say it's styles, and you now create your style.css here. So the link to it will now be what, dot slash styles forward slash, okay, yeah, forward slash style.css, yeah, that's it. So you can have the link tag, you can have title tag, you can also have the meta tag, the meta tags. So meta tags, it will have the content and the description. So right now let's deal with the basic one, the title and the link, the title and the link. So okay, yeah, you can have the title tag, you can have the link tag. So let's move to the body tag. The body tag, you see in this body tag, you have, I told you that this is the visible the visible part of your website, the visible part of your website. So we have the heading tag. We have 6 heading tags here. So let's see, hello world. We have the h1. Let me copy and paste this 6 times. So the auto rename tag will help you to what, to rename them easily, h4, h5 and h6. So let's see what we have. As you can see, we have them in descending order. So we have, this is the h1, h2, h3, h4, h5, h6. You see that what, they descend. So if you want to have something like what, maybe like a title of, let's say, oh, hello world, you can just use a paragraph tag to add like a description. This is my first website. So you can use the paragraph tag to add a description. So now what else? So now I think you know of the heading tag and know of the of the paragraph tag. So now we have some tags that can be used like, let me say, for block separation. okay, yeah, we call them block elements, block elements. So something like the div tag, something like the div tag. So the div tag will do the same thing as the section tag. I hope you understand me. So the div tag will do the same thing as the section tag. We call them block elements. So we also have inline elements, something like the span, something like span. So now let's say you have something like h1. So let's say you have Devlon and you want to add, let's say you have Devlon Studio, but you want this to be black and you want this to be red. I mean, you want the color of this to be black and you want the color of this to be red. You can just wrap the studio in a span tag. So you can just wrap it in a span tag and say, oh sorry, so Devlon Studio. So you can use inline styling or use your external style sheet to link it. Since we have our style sheet linked correctly, you can just say h1. Oh yeah, it will be black by default, so you can just say span color red. As you can see, so the span tag will what it will still be on the same line as its parent tag. So that's why you call this what inline element. But if you use something like div, so you have to change it here because you don't have any. Use something like div, so you check it in the browser. As you can see, we have a line break. So divs section, they will create a line break, but span will not create that line break. So we also have h1 also, h1, h2, all our heading tags, they are also block elements. So okay, so oh moving to okay now, so let me show you like the basic structure. HTML is really simple. So let me show you the basic structure of how you can do something like this. Yeah, this header in VS or Visual Studio Code. Let me show you can just do it. So now to explain things, so HTML5 provides us with a tag that we can use for the header. It's also a block element, so we can say header. So now here we have the logo, Visual Studio Code. We have the nav links, docs, update, blog API extension, frequently asked questions, and the link. We also have the inputs and download button. So you can just say, okay, let me use the h1 for the logo. So that's Visual Studio Code. So let me use what nav. HTML5 provides us with that. Let me use nav. So let me use what an unordered list, which you can hide with CSS. So we use li tag to write what individual list, and you also use what the a tag, the anchor tag, to create what the link. As you can see that all these what they are links to a particular page. So if you want when you add the href, or when you add the anchor tag, you need to add what the href. So you need to add href. That will be the part that will specify. You need to add the href, which will be the part. So we are not linking to any page currently. We are just say, okay, no, okay. Let me copy the link to Visual Studio Code. So let's say Ctrl C. So yeah, so VS Code. So you can copy. Okay. Yeah. so you can copy and paste this multiple times. Okay, so now okay, so we have the input. Actually, we've not reached HTML forms, but just want to show you where you can just do this, and the button. So you can just use a section, or you can equally use a div. You can use a section tag, you can use a div tag, it's the same thing. So you can just an input type of what? Of text. Input type of text. As you can see, we have the what? A placeholder. We call this search docs. We call it a placeholder. We call it placeholder. So placeholder search docs. And we also have a button. A button of what? Download. Let me change this. Docs API, what else? Updates, blogs, and I think extensions. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we have what? Visual Studio Code. We have the logo here, we have the nav links here, and we also have the what? This our input and our download button. So now I hope you understand what I did. Okay, now if you click on any link now, okay, as I hover on it, as I hover my mouse on it, if you look at the bottom left corner of the screen, as you can see, you will see what? HTTPS, as in you see the link to the what? To the page. So that's what an anchor tag does for you. If you want to have a link between multiple pages, or between you can even, you see now, you're not linking between pages. Now we linked to what? To an external website. So this anchor tag is really useful if you want to link to anything, maybe to an external page or external or your own or website, because you can have multiple HTML file. So let's try to open it. Extensions. As you can see now, we are now in the same we are now in the same page. So that's what the anchor tag does for us. So I can say our input, and we also have the placeholder. It doesn't stop you from typing. It's just like the placeholder, like the initial text that will show, but it doesn't stop you from what? From typing. So in the next video, I'll show you how you can style that. This is an HTML and CSS course, so we'll be doing both at the same time, whereas you will not miss anything at all. So now you have the basics of how you can create a header. So this is a challenge for you. You can just try to recreate this. You can try to recreate this header. You can try to recreate it. I know I've not taught you CSS, but it doesn't matter. So in the next video now, I will show you how you can style this, and it will look alike like that of Visual Studio Code. So please, if you are enjoying this video, please do well to leave a like and subscribe.